Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Save with Crypto on a Friday. And Friday, whether we advertise it or not, is Bring a Friend Day. And my friend Maff is down here below me. Hello, Maff. How are you doing?
And good, thanks. Yeah, and as this is Bring a Friend Day, my friend Save is just up there. Hello, Save.
Hello, mate. Yeah, you're probably like one of my best friends that I've never met in real life, actually. So
it's a bizarre thing, isn't it? You drive past this way sometimes. Well, I say past. I mean, it's maybe 50 miles away on the M25, but still, yeah, should pop in sometime for a cup of tea.
That'd be a lovely thing to do. Yeah, I'll make a point. I'm always in a hurry, to be honest, and to be honest, once you're on the M25, you don't really want to get off it until you have to.
It's true. Yeah, yeah. I could always meet you somewhere at a Little Chef or something like that.
We could indeed. I don't think they exist anymore. Actually, I think no, they do. They're called road chefs. That's what they're called. Anyway,
was that like an anti? There wasn't like an anti-midget thing, was it? So they didn't want to offend little people or something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. It couldn't be Big Chef because that would be like, yeah, it must be.
Probably Big Chef. Yeah.
I think calling someone a little chef is probably now, derogatory.
Probably breaks all sorts of hate laws and things like that. But yeah, anyway.
Another person that I've never met in real life, who I consider to be a good friend as well, is Dave from Stonksy. Don't know where the bloody hell he is. He's supposed to be here. I just messaged him saying we're live now.
Where the bloody hell are you? Yeah. You should actually swear in the message. I think it's worth doing.
Where the bloody
hell are you?
Oh, yeah. There you go. He said we'll jump in a few minutes. Okay, brilliant.
Right. That is it.
So, yeah. That never happened when I was on your stream, mate.
No, exactly. Anyway. Well, I imagine not. You're always bang on time.
I think I was actually. I think I was. Yeah, unless I wasn't. Like as in I'd pre-arranged to not be on time. Okay. So Dave, as you know, well, as you may know, Dave, I met when I got involved with the Stonksy indicator that's to do with crypto saving expert, that Martini guy and all that sort of stuff. I think that was at the end of 2024 as far as I remember. I think what I did was I said, do you want me to review your Stonksy thing? And they said yeah, and gave me quite a good discount. They gave me like 75% off the annual, which was all right, made it quite affordable actually. So then what happened after that was I did some videos about it because I said I'd do that, and then as a consequence of that I ended up being on the show with Dave, and then it was quite good really because like when he went off on holiday and stuff, I could like fill in for him, and also it coincided with him moving house as well, so he was kind of really busy doing that, and took some time off, so I was able to fill in for him. Anyway, for various reasons, I think things went a bit sort of pear-shaped in September last year, but it's all sorted out now. It's all fine. Everyone's good friends now. So hopefully he'll be here in a minute and he can tell us what he's been up to and what he's been doing.
Yeah. It's interesting. I do remember when they started. They kind of mentioned, they started talking about. Oh yeah, there's actually this YouTuber who talks about Stonksy. That YouTuber obviously being Save with Crypto, and that was actually my kind of initial introduction to you. Yeah. I think I may have seen one or two of your videos before that.
Okay.
Now I think about it, but yeah, it was the first kind of like alignment, I guess, into like okay, this person talks about Stonksy, therefore I shall watch some more of his videos and so on, and kind of.
All right.
So he's a kind of. I was going to say snowballed from there, but it trundled along slowly. I think from there.
trundled along and then sort of like ran into a wall. Yeah. Well, that's about that. The better. Anyway, so the price of Bitcoin, it was plummeting like mad a few minutes ago. And as Dave's not here, I'm going to have to put not Stonksy, Quadzilla on, because
let's do it.
Quite cool actually on the 1 minute time frame. I mean, overall, I do think it's going to sort of dump down a lot at some point, but nevertheless, if this ever loads, this is down to my crappy internet connection. I just want to show you what it just did. Come on, there you go. Right. So 1 minute.
That's a lot of super ups and super downs.
I know.
Oh, they were squished together. Okay. Yeah. But even so.
I know, but look at that. It just came down to that 1 minute retracement there and boom, gone back up. Not that good. But I think this is what it's doing. You know, we'll get onto proper TA in a moment. Or we could do that. We're waiting for Dave. I don't know. That's up to you, really. But this is, to me, this is doing that slinky thing again, isn't it? You know, sort of coming down the stairs, just going, bloop, it's like bloop, 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 bloop. At some point, it's going to go bloop and go well low, I reckon. Anyway, that's
so it kind of starts off. It's kind of up the greasy pole, and then down, then the slinky down the stairs. So that beats the elevator up and escalators down, doesn't it, or vice versa?
Yeah. So greasy pole up and then slinky down the stairs. Yeah, okay. That's good. Anyway, so I don't really know what to say while I'm waiting for him, really.
Well, anyway. let's chat to Kaz, because Kaz is here. Yeah, she's done us the courtesy of turning up, which I highly appreciate. Actually, quick jump through the comments. So that's me saying afternoon. Hello, me. Kaz. Hello all. Hello. And so you're saying, talking about jumping in, I was going to go back into those juicy shorts that came out too early. Yeah, I think you had a similar problem, didn't you, Save, with
me?
You were saying earlier, that you closed a short too early.
I did. My problem with shorting is I always think it's going to bounce at some point, and I think, oh, now's the time, and then I always come out of shorts too early. I don't really have that problem with longs, because you can sort of tell when it's kind of like, you know, it's gone really mad and like everything's oversold and all that, and you think like it is definitely unsustainable, you know. But I just can't seem to think the other way around with a short, and I always think, okay, that's a nice profit, I'll have that.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you hold on to your longs too long and you hold on to your shorts too short, essentially.
Yeah, I probably do overall, yeah, but I tend to manage longs better than shorts.
Sure,
but
yeah. So Kaz is saying so, but I was like, no, Kaz. so oi, Kaz, no. Essentially, don't try and catch that knife, as it'll probably then go back up straight away. Was that what happened? But I may as well have done, as they've gone down at least 10% plus more since. Yeah, it's when it gets to a coin flip, isn't it? Because like trying to second guess the market. So trying to find some retracements, good old retracement levels where things may bounce. Yeah, go have a look at that.
Well, I tell you what I was looking at this morning, which I made that little short about that I posted in the Discord as well. So we were about here. It's about 9 o'clock this morning, UK time. So this is the 5 minute. I mean, I've noticed on the 5 minute, when you do get a 21 and 55 EMA cross, price does generally sort of shoot up quite nicely, and it's fast enough to be able to do something with it, and it's not too quick to sort of not be able to catch something, you know. So I was thinking here, this is about when I did the short. I was thinking here, okay, the yellow 21 EMAs, that's coming up nicely, and the 55 EMA, they're kind of flattening out, and I was thinking these look like they're going to cross, but they're not. And what actually happened, because like Quadzilla puts in this shading here of when they, you know, are approaching at a reasonable velocity sort of thing, and that stopped happening there, and I thought, okay, well that's going to fail then, and it did indeed dump down a little bit. So that's when I closed my short. stupidly. This one I had from like earlier on, very early this morning. And then, of course, what happened then was they went along sideways for a bit, and then they did cross there at about 10 o'clock this morning, and then the price shot up. And then now they've crossed back bearish again, and that was when you got the big dump. So I don't know. I messed that up a little bit. I should have. Well, to be honest, what I did, it was at that point there, I was just going to go into the shower, so I just thought I'll just put a stop loss about there, and just in case it does something while I'm not staring at the screen. And literally, lo and behold, like when I was there, it went boom like that and closed my trade, and then came down. I did make a profit. But I did make a profit. It wasn't big though, but anyway. So
it's the old thing, isn't it, folks? It's better to just, or rather, it's better to go like, oh, that could have been so much better, rather than, oh man, like my account has just been wiped out. You know. So.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But at the same time, it's like, it's kind of, you think, well,
it's a bit annoying.
Oh, yeah, there's Dave. That's Dave.
We have a Dave. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on.
Hello. Hello, Dave. Here he is. I've been talking about you.
How are we doing?
Very good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Hi, Maff, you okay?
Hey, yeah, good to actually talk to you in person. I've only ever chatted to you via the medium of the live chat, I think.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
awesome. and the old school Discord days as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Gosh, that takes me back to like last year, I suppose. Gosh.
Yeah. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Very well, thank you. Actually, and I've just been talking about it. I just explained, when we first met, sort of thing, which was like when I was, initially trying out Stonksy, and I was doing some videos about it, and then I think generally they were liked, so I ended up being on the show, which was great, But in those days, I never had the camera on, so this is the first time we've been on camera together, sort of me and you, Dave.
It is, yeah, it is.
In those all kinds of firsts going on today. Wow.
In fact, I was thinking, where can I get like a blonde wig and sunglasses and a bandana from?
Oh yeah.
I could pretend to be you.
And the snood as well.
That must have been minging by the time you gave up on it.
The snood stunk quite badly.
It always made me quite anxious when you're adjusting the thing, because it's like that's going to fall. That's about to fall. You can tell. Yeah.
It's interesting because now I would never do that again. But when you first start on the internet, it's quite an interesting thought about putting your face out there, really.
Yeah, definitely, because it's something that you can't really take back.
Well, exactly, yeah. And obviously, you did it for a while, didn't you, Save, with obviously just being voiceover?
I did, but the main reason I was doing it was because I was doing quite a lot of SEO work, like search engine optimization work, and to be honest, I had quite a lot of work to do, and it was doing the YouTube stuff was kind of getting in the way of that, but I was really preferring doing the YouTube stuff. So as part of my delivery of the work I did, I used to do a video of me talking about what was wrong with their website, and just saying, you need to improve that and that. And so I'd done literally thousands of these videos, and they were like, people all over the world had seen these things. So I actually thought, because some of my clients were really big, like NordVPN, and things like that. And I thought, if I got somebody like that who's waiting for me to finish their job, then just sees me poncing about on YouTube, they're going to recognize my voice. No, I kind of think I've got a distinctive voice. I probably have. I don't know. I think everybody has, haven't they? And I thought they're going to recognize who I am and say, like, where's my job, you bastard, and so that was one of the reasons. And also the kind of, I don't want to dox myself fully. I know my full name is Save with Crypto, but I actually wasn't born with that name. I have to say,
you was given it by the industry.
Yeah.
It is interesting because
Mm.
you know, if I went back to the exact time I started streaming, I would just come on just as I am now. But at first it's a bit daunting thinking, you know, my face is going to be out everywhere. You know, people are going to know probably who I am, etc. But you learn after a while; it really doesn't matter.
I just kind of steamroll it out, like fully doxed.
If
but then
someone
afterwards,
really wants to know who I am that much, then
afterwards kind of started to think, like, you know, oh, did I just do the right thing? You know, then started to think about the concerns after the event, after the horse had bolted. You know, thinking, oh bugger, it's too late then though. So yeah.
Anyway, so
should have been
Dave,
cautious.
So Dave, I mean, I'm more than happy for you to just tell us what you've been up to for the last year or so, and you know, shield your wares if you like. And I know you've been there's some changes to Stonksy, and you've been doing stuff for the YouTube channel, and tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, so obviously we transitioned myself over to the Crypto Saving Expert channel. Was actually still on the Stonksy channel up until about, I think it was about the start of the year. And then we transitioned myself over to the Crypto Saving Expert channel. Me and Wiz and Ross were obviously just kind of three-way attacking it. Not in probably the way that you're thinking, Save, but you know. We were just kind of
just for clarity, Ross is Spud, right? So
yeah. But yeah, the three of us were just, you know, obviously just all kind of focused on the content of the channel and everything. So then, obviously,
so what you're saying, Dave, is you transitioned, then you had a three-way, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. And then I realised it was a big mistake and had to come back.
I was really biting my lip then, because do I comment on that?
Yeah. So so that and then obviously the idea was to kind of make the Stonksy channel into my own channel, and kind of dedicate it to kind of me filming more just personal videos, sat at my desk, etc. But then after a while, it was kind of like, well, okay, you know, kind of Stonksy's kind of gone missing a bit now. So then, of course, I'm back on the Stonksy channel. Stonksy's now back in terms of how it was, you know, a year, 18 months, like when it first launched as well, and obviously when you was on the channel, Save. So that's kind of the merry-go-round.
Sorry, with Stonksy itself. So did it actually go away, the indicator itself, or was it? It's always been available and so on.
It's always been available. The Discord remained the same. The Discord remained free to access, etc. Nothing changed on that point of view. It was more of a case of
mate.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Sorry about that.
I was just looking around there thinking, what YouTube channel have I just left open that started playing?
Yeah.
So.
No, I was just trying to find your channel, and then something else started playing. Anyway, right. So you're called Stonksy. This is the current channel, then, yeah?
Yes, that's the current channel. So so back doing the what we was doing basically, obviously from the start, and you know, obviously around the times that you was on it as well. Save with the long streams, videos about Stonksy, etc. So that's kind of the merry-go-round in terms of me personally. Obviously, you know, where I've been and what I've been doing. But then, so in terms of Stonksy, the channel's back in full focus. It wasn't actually that long. I think it was about 2 months really, where there was a gap between obviously me going over to the CSE channel and then obviously me coming back to the Stonksy channel. Felt like a while, to be fair, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't too long.
Yeah, I mean, I did used to watch, and you know, but I always tended to be driving and stuff at the time when you were on. So I kind of I was just listening more than anything really. Is Izza still doing thumbnails for you?
No, I do my own now. So I do
Really?
my own. I do my own thumbnails and I do my own editing as well now. So that's
That's
something. Yeah, that's something that I've picked up over kind of the past like 6 to 8 months in terms of obviously learning Photoshop skills, obviously editing skills, etc. You can see, obviously, I would like to think when you zoom in, when you're going back through this, that they've improved quite a bit since.
Yeah.
Since so,
yeah. I mean, those are pretty good. I mean, so you got the reaction shots and everyone. There's consistency, isn't there? Because there's the old thing with thumbnail design about, so people instantly know that when they see it in their feed, a thumbnail, they kind of know it, that it's from you, that it's from wherever. So yeah.
yeah, so
well done.
Yeah, that's where I've been. I tell you what, though, Save, it would be really nice to get the views of this time last year. I was going back through and looking around kind of this time last year, and yeah, some of them were really nice, like 600, 700, 800 views per stream. Where's everyone gone? Where's everyone gone?
It's the bear market.
It's because I was there. Look, there's me. There's me. This was the
on
AI...
a Wednesday. Yeah, do you want to win on every?
Yeah, that was the cartoon.
See, that was your big. That was your big reveal before you had the big reveal, weren't it? You kind of depicted yourself there.
Yeah, so
before
like
the big reveal.
Yeah, so I looked like I was off like Scooby Doo or something, sort of. I mean that was you, to be fair, So like, with your snood, and that wasn't the snood, was it? That was just the. How many thumbnails have got Michael Saylor in?
Yeah,
like, all the time, isn't it? Like 120k inbound. Remember that? Remember them old days? Anyway,
I remember them so well. Well, it's funny with Michael Saylor, isn't it? Because he was once kind of the darling of crypto, and he's now kind of the villain. By how it looks to me, anyway, he's kind of become the villain.
Never sell, never jump ship, and so on.
Yeah, and just kind of the position, obviously, that they have put themselves in is really interesting.
Yeah, it's like any other billionaire CEO. Isn't it? Just he's going to do what he's going to do. What he says publicly. It's a bit like Jamie Dimon, isn't it? Just like he'll say what's needed to feed,
pretty much
whatever their next drive is, Yeah,
pretty much, and yeah. So Saylor's a fascinating story. I mean, he's not in a worse position than Tom Lee. Tom Lee is obviously in a much worse position.
Yeah.
Not in terms of dollar value. I assume maybe Saylor's a bit worse in terms of dollar value, but percentage drawdown. I think Tom Lee's in quite a significantly worse position than Michael Saylor. Yeah. But this is obviously what happens when you bet big, I suppose.
That's true. There's also
only I was able to bet the size that they've betted.
Yeah, it's true. Wouldn't really mind that well. Probably mind a bit, but with Tom Lee, there's a whole thing because there's been such a backlash against Ethereum, isn't there? That like people who had invested 5 years ago are either exactly where they were at the start or in a bit of a loss,
Yeah.
But so many signs like that we're in a bear market. Obviously, it's when we start seeing that sort of negativity. So kind of need those negative messages to increase so it's the reverse of the sort of euphoria that we see towards the end of the bull market. We know when we're kind of like bottoming out, and we're going to start heading up again.
Yeah, and what's actually interesting was one thing I looked at yesterday on the stream yesterday was when you actually zoom out really far on Ethereum and Solana, they do just look like they're in just two really, really big multi-year trading ranges. That's as simple as it looks. When you zoom out on Solana and ETH, they do literally look like they are in just two very, very high time frame, 5-6 year trading ranges. Yes. And ultimately, obviously, they both look like they're going back down towards the bottom.
Yeah, I didn't realize. As Block Pro would have said, it's that kind of back test shape, isn't it? Virtually coming back down to complete it. Yeah.
And the thing with Ethereum is we have never back tested that 2022 demand. We've never gone back to that kind of 1,200, 1,100, 1,000 area. because we've been keeping that diagonal. You can obviously you'd be able to see it from the naked eye there, but obviously if you draw it on, say, you got that diagonal just going up where obviously high time frame on the weekly, it's just hit a higher low, higher low, higher low at every point. But as we can see now, it potentially breaking it.
Like that.
No, but I used the candle closes a bit. I used the candle closes for looking at it, so it was like straight across. Or did I? Yeah, no, maybe I drew it like that. I can't remember, but yeah, it's kind of on the border anyway of breaking it. Yeah, no, it was like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Getting the candle closes on the end, it doesn't really matter too much. But the trend is obviously you can see the trend. And if we break the trend, then obviously we could go to the gulag.
I didn't actually realise that it had gone down that much. I haven't looked at it for ages.
Well, the wild thing on Solana is if Solana closes this month red, it will have had 9 straight months of selling, 9 straight red monthly candles, which is pretty insane when you think about it. Something obviously the size of Solana, 9 straight months of red. It would be
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus, yeah.
Or was it 10? How many was it then? No,
well, we're on June now, so that's
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's so we're on the 9th red candle now.
Yeah. So
does that never happen? Sorry, what?
Yeah, I was going to say when you zoom out, it looks the same as Ethereum. It just looks like a super high time frame range where obviously you can see down the bottom there in and around kind of like $30-$40 is where demand would come back in, and then obviously up towards kind of 220, 240 is where we've got resistance. But in its simplest form, they just look like 2 really mega high time frame ranges.
Right. Cool. Do you want to show us Stonksy and have a look at some stuff? I mean, do you want to do that or?
Yeah, we can do. Just let me.
Can you remember how to do it? You don't use StreamYard anymore, do you?
I use OBS now. I do actually still use StreamYard because if I have a guest on, I haven't found a good way to get a guest on while using OBS yet.
No, it's all local, isn't it?
Yeah,
I use OBS for recording.
Yeah,
recording
so OBS
videos.
Recording, and for streaming, it's really good as well. But to get a guest on, I tried obviously getting like someone on a Google Meet and even like on Slack, getting someone on a voice call on there, and which is fine. But obviously for them watching the stream, they're about 10-15 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So it's a bit I haven't found a better alternative than StreamYard in terms of getting a guest on. Solo is completely fine. There's no issues with it at all. But
what do you use for editing? Just out of curiosity.
I use Premiere Pro.
Oh, okay, I was wondering because I've been using Shortcut, which is okay. I mean, it's kind of got used to its foibles, and it's quite powerful. But I'm just in the process of switching to DaVinci Resolve for that because I just suddenly thought, why the bloody hell am I slumming it with Shortcut? What's the point? I mean, even the free version of DaVinci Resolve is just streets ahead of it. But I'll probably get the paid thing anyway.
Still manual, is it, or is it got kind of any AI?
Yeah. I mean, on the it's a one-time fee to get you purchase it. The full thing, the lifetime, and it's got AI stuff. It all runs locally. There's no like cloud-based AI built in, I think. But yeah. So yeah, it does all the usual sort of stuff about cutting out gaps and pausing to do retakes and all those sorts of things. So it looks pretty good. I think I'm just going to get the full license, because it doesn't cost that much anyway.
Yeah, because that is one thing that I think when I'm sat there editing, I'm like, AI could probably just cut all these mistakes out and put it all together within about 5 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so fiddly and painstaking. Yeah, I think there has to be a better way. Yeah,
but I do believe that there is options out there, but I haven't tried any. I haven't tried any yet. But
yeah, I've been running various scripts. I know this is going slightly off topic a bit, but I've been running various scripts locally. That there's I'll try and remember the name of it. There's some local AI based thing that I run which cuts out the pauses, and that works quite well. But you have to fiddle with the settings a bit. There's a cloud based thing, AI based thing I was using as well. Rescript, I think, or Descript, I think, which is good for that as well. It doesn't cost that much. It just you can chat to it. It has an inbuilt AI chatbot, so you can say like, oh yeah, can you just redo this bit, and it just goes ahead and does it as you've told it to. So it's quite good for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming NFP came in bad. Oh yeah, so the non-farm payrolls just happened. So the forecast was 85 and the actual was 172. So what does that mean? Does that mean
that's good if it's higher? Because good for the US economy for sure.
Which is bad for crypto. Is that right?
Everything's bad at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been saying for weeks that we're just so negatively correlated to any TradFi market that when they go up, Bitcoin does nothing, but when they go down, it goes down even harder.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's an unfortunate unilateral sort of correlation. But,
I mean, I did. I looked at on my video. What day was it? Wednesday. I looked at actually like this big disparity. I could actually show this if you want, Save, on my screen if you want me to.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Sure.
I could show. Yeah, let me just pull up the right chart then, so I can show it.
Let's remove me.
Let me.
We're all big.
Let me go to the weekly, and then let me put this on. Yes. Oh, sorry.
I can understand why you wear the baseball cap now, because I just realised how bloody messy my hair is at the moment.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I never wear hat. I never wear a cap or a hat ever. I only have ever wore it for streaming and making videos. In real life, I never wear one, but I've always just found that it just just fits nicely for streaming and making videos.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that, I think.
Share. Let me see. Yeah, share my screen. There we go. Yeah. So am I on?
You're not sharing. Oh, hang on. I'll add you to the stage. There you go.
Yeah. Cool.
What's that?
Oh, well done.
Via the comments. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So this is what I was looking at recently, and what I was looking at on Wednesday in my video was this chart. Now, this chart is obviously Bitcoin's at the bottom in the candles. The orange one is gold. The red one is Nasdaq, and the green one is the S&P. So straight away, what we can see is obviously if we zoom out to like a hang on, let me get my mouse instead of using the trackpad so I can zoom out faster. If we zoom out to a super high time frame, we can see obviously since the start of the market cycle 2023, Bitcoin has outperformed all of them, and still even is. If you bought at the start of 2023, regardless of the price action from October onwards and how rubbish this has been, and obviously that these have been in uptrends while Bitcoin has been correcting, it has still outperformed, regardless of obviously like feeling around Bitcoin and kind of the onslaught of it compared to gold and compared to stocks, etc. It is still very much up since obviously since the bottom there in 2022. But we are obviously on a deep correction. However, it gets obviously a lot more interesting when you zoom in on it. So when you zoom in, you can obviously see that over the period of time, it has been, particularly from kind of 2024, 2025 onwards, it was, much, much closer in correlation, started obviously correlating a lot more closer to NASDAQ and the S&P, and particularly gold as well. But the interesting part is obviously when you look at last year, particularly in and around October time of last year. So what we can see, hang on, let me pull these across, is when we had the 10th of the 10th crash, which obviously liquidated $20 billion from the market. This is where Bitcoin, you can see, obviously, if I can zoom out here, you can see generally it was either outperforming or, when we move into kind of the tariff crash, very correlated to the S&P and NASDAQ, pushing up, outperform them, obviously was, more in tune with gold then, and just chugging along with all three of them, basically. But the interesting part is, obviously, when we had that 10 for the 10th crash, that is when basically Bitcoin just completely disconnected from other global markets and global liquidity. Obviously, S&P and NASDAQ went sideways for a bit in terms of performance against gold, against Bitcoin. And then obviously they have caught up a bit while gold went first and then has been kind of leveling off or correcting. But then obviously when we look at Bitcoin following that 10 for the 10th crash, that mass liquidation event, it has just completely disconnected from everything else and just, gone completely south. Now, there's obviously two potential scenarios for this. It's that either this event was so tragic and just, removed such a large part of the industry and market participants. Obviously that figure, 20 billion, is double the amount that was lost in FTX liquidation, a serious amount of money. So it's either a case of that this was just such a big event that Bitcoin either should have broken its 4-year cycle and didn't because it was such a horrific event for the market and just obviously did. But this is the kind of disconnection. However, obviously what we do also have during that exact same time frame is the all-time high, which came in a few days before, but also, the top of the market in terms of a typical 4-year cycle, which I do have mapped out here. So I'll just obviously pull this up.
I think that's essentially it, to be honest.
Yeah. So when we look at obviously the weekly, we are very much in tune with the two previous cycles. Oh, hang on. I need to put that back to regular.
People do forget that, don't they? Quite easily. Yeah. It's easy to forget that Bitcoin is obviously subject to this 4-year cycle, much more so than the stocks and so on.
Yeah. So obviously, from halving to top, we are very much in tune with that. So then the next question is obviously, are we going to repeat the pattern in terms of coming to a bottom after the top? So obviously halving to top, very much the same, 540-ish days, give or take. But then obviously from the top to the bottom, 371. Top to the bottom, 378. Now, they give or take a couple days on this because I marked it out with the weekly candles rather than pinpoint on the daily in terms of that week. But then obviously if we look at this, if we mark on it roughly, then that would give us a bottom in Q4 of this year in and around October time, if it is to repeat the same. Now, obviously up until now, it's repeated the same. We've had a very similar time frame from halving to top. So then if we are going to come into that, then potentially Q4 is where we see a bottom, or at least a bottom formation come in. Now, obviously, when we're looking at that 10 for the 10th crash and the disconnect, it lines up perfectly with obviously just the typical time frame of the halving. So maybe it's a case of that liquidity event didn't matter too much, or maybe it's a case of a bit of both. We'll never really know. But it is interesting to obviously notice that the time of the top and that liquidation event was obviously just a few days apart. And that's ultimately, of course, where the Bitcoin disconnect, when we're looking at it compared to TradFi, particularly came in, not just on its own, but obviously them continuing on to all-time highs and Bitcoin just going the complete opposite way. But then also, obviously, we've got the next halving. Now, obviously, what happens generally is we can see here, bottom, here, bottom, in and around here. We start to accelerate going into the halving. So, we have, in reality, if we are going to stick to this and stick to the time frame, we only have, another 6 months of pain in theory. Before then, we put some form of bottom in, and then obviously we start looking to April 2028 for the halving, and then, maybe start to put in, or, wherever the bottom comes in, wherever, some form of rally into that halving. So that's obviously kind of what I've been looking at this week in terms of, halving data, cycle data, but also that 10 for the 10th crash. Because I don't think we may ever see something that big in crypto again. See just something so destructive.
Yeah.
We look
at I did read maybe today actually. I haven't checked this, but I did read that in terms of the amount of liquidations that went on in that crash, that this latest plummet has been more. There've been like more liquidations.
Yeah, in just a longer period of time.
Yeah, that's probably the thing.
Yeah, because I think
it didn't have the shock to it.
Yesterday was about 1.5 billion in longs alone, and I think today it's already over 500 million, which it does. Obviously, I mean, markets, Bitcoin does its thing, doesn't it? Often, we learn that it needs to do this before it can do this.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's what it is, and we also obviously have people loving to throw speculation and theories out. Like, it was only, I think it was probably about 2 months ago, Michael Saylor said that the 4-year cycle is dead, and now he's blaming the Bitcoin weakness on AI demand. It's obviously hard pill to swallow to say that you're wrong, but it's quite evident that at least for now, Bitcoin is still keeping to this. Whether we'll bottom at the same time frame will be interesting, because if we do get a bottom in Q4, I mean, we don't have that long to go, do we? Which is something to get excited about, even while the market is obviously bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is definitely sort of, or I say definitely, sort of, there's a pretty strong theory, I think, that Bitcoin is just beholden to its long-term algorithm in terms of where the price goes, and there is just diminishing returns, I think, with each high that we get to, and so that last one, 126,000, when by certain measures, it was like almost inevitable that was going to be the top, like which I kind of known that in hindsight, but look at like backtesting, measuring now, you can kind of see it. I could recommend a really good free indicator to add in, which is Bitcoin cycle highs and lows.
Who's that by then, Maff?
It's a free indicator. I just vibe coded it and plopped it onto TradingView. But it
does it all for you.
So it's got all these like the previous highs and lows, 4-year highs and lows, hard coded in, and then it just has a selection of different prediction algorithms that I didn't have anything to do with it. Just kind of other people have put them out there, but it kind of correlates those. You can kind of select which ones, and then if you backtest it, there was one in particular that kind of predicted that 126,000 high, and another thing that kind of predicted the date to within a week or so, I think. So going with that combination, it then kind of marks out probably quite accurately, I think, the next low followed by the next high, and it's going to get sketchier and sketchier, obviously, the further it goes out.
So where does that estimate that it kind of the bottom comes in?
You can bring it in if you want to add it.
Yeah, what do I type in?
Just Bitcoin cycle highs and lows. It should suddenly appear, I think.
This one?
October, yeah. That'd be the one.
Let me pull up a clean chart so we can have a proper look at it. I don't know. Well, that actually, it might need the price.
It needs a history. It probably needs to be the index.
Yeah, we'll go with that one then. We'll just go with that one. Interesting. I mean, look at that. That lines up pretty much with. So we're taking it from here, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that basically comes into my zone there, doesn't it? Or is that the date?
Basically.
No, 39K.
It's got the date on
39K, yeah. Oh, well, there we go, yeah. Yeah, because what I've been kind of looking at is this zone, particularly this wick here. Because this wick is the lowest price that Bitcoin has ever gone post ETF launch. So obviously the minute that it goes below this wick, every single buyer of the ETFs are in a loss. The moment that it hits this wick, obviously they're all back to break even. Now, obviously that means that takes a very small sample that actually bought on this wick. Obviously a lot of them, either up here have already sold or are holding in a loss, or maybe still in a profit from on the way up. But in terms of obviously like trading history of the ETFs, that was the low following the launch on this candle here. That was the low. So that's a really strong thing that I've been taking note of. Hence, well, yeah, I mean that's nice to see that it comes in and around my box.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth. I mean, at your leisure, I suppose it's worth playing around with the settings, indexing, try different algos, and so on.
Yeah, and also you know it's very, very close to that same pattern of date range in it as well. This kind of 370 odd days that we see obviously comes in on that red there. So it'll be fascinating. I mean, it's not like when you zoom in, it's not that many weeks to go, is it? You know, it's only a couple of months. You know, the idea that you
time really flies. Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, the idea that you could see a Bitcoin bottom, and then this is what, so 2029, 156. That would be very interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because there's very much it's the diminishing returns thing again. Because like just looking at the previous percent gains each time, it just has diminished every time. So I think I just get this feeling that all this talk about like $1 million Bitcoin by, you know, even like by 2030, because we're approaching 2030 really, you know, but it still has that feel of being so far out, like, you know, next decade, but it's very ambitious, I think, and I'm just not sure if we're going to hit them.
Yeah, I agree as well. I mean, if you just draw the diagonal as well from where obviously 2021 first high, 2021 second high, obviously these got very close, taking the majority of these highs. Even if you just draw a simple diagonal along all them highs there, you know, in and around, that gets it very close to where that's got as well. You know, it would only be another 10, 20K higher if it was to tag that diagonal.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, so if someone bought near the top last time, it's not going to be much of a gain really that they're holding out hope for. But I suppose it still does mean that buying near the low this time, that's still going to be a sizable, decent investment, I think.
Yeah. So,
yeah. It's just how to look at it really. It almost doesn't matter in a way about whether Bitcoin goes into like the $1 million is if these things, but it's just like what percent gain is there each time round.
Yeah, for sure. And I do agree with you, you know, diminishing returns, because it also works the opposite way. You know, obviously the law of diminishing returns with Bitcoin, but also the idea that every single cycle, Bitcoin's low just creeps up a little bit. So obviously, you know, back here, you had obviously super lows. But then if you look at obviously this 2018 bear market, low comes in at like 3 to 4K. 2022, a little bit higher. Well, not a little bit, obviously considerably higher at 15, 16K. Then obviously this one, if the low comes in there, you know, you're looking at in and around 40K. So then it's the idea that while obviously the returns are diminishing a little bit, but also is kind of like the, you know, the theoretical imaginary floor. So obviously on this one here, you know, you may see the low come in. Maybe it uses all this price action that we've seen over the past couple of years here. Maybe the low of this comes in at like 70, 80K, something like that. There, just obviously the low just keeps creeping up as well. Or until obviously a point maybe you do just see kind of like zoom, something like that.
It might do, but yeah, if it just suddenly breaks the algorithm, you know, just when I say algorithm, I obviously just I don't know, the inherent maths of the whole thing.
Yeah, because you need a lot of money to pump Bitcoin up to here.
It's
not, isn't it? And it's not a case of just like how you've got all this money being pumped into stocks and everything, you know, because you need obviously the people with the big money to believe to pump it in to push Bitcoin up to these levels. It's easy for them to go and throw, you know, billions and billions of dollars, say, into Nvidia or into, you know, what's hot now, you know, like SanDisk and everything, and just pump that into infinity.
Sure.
Whereas obviously to get the big money to push Bitcoin up to these multi-$100,000 levels, you need a lot of money to do it. But obviously you need that big money to do it. And generally, you know, it's obviously easier to pump Bitcoin from 3K or 4K up to 40, 50, 60K than it is to pump Bitcoin up to 2, 3, 400K.
Yeah, it's the inertia, isn't it? Increase the inertia. It's like the train is chugging uphill up the mountain, but the mountainside is getting steadily steeper and steeper and steeper. This kind of thing.
Yeah. for sure. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or the more money required thing probably makes more sense. It doesn't need an analogy.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear anyway. Yeah.
But Save will be loving it. Save, you'll be having a party, I bet, if you get to buy Bitcoin towards 40k, won't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I remember, like, you know, when Bitcoin was up at like 20k or something, and I kind of bought some then, and then it went down to like 3, you know, with COVID and stuff. And I was like really miserable about it. I thought, oh no, I've like wasted all my money, and you know, I spent a fortune on Bitcoin. It's worth a quarter of what it used to be. I didn't know how to trade then, but I do now. So I don't really care if it goes up or down, to be honest. You know, I think it's a nice asset to have, but if you can trade it, then it doesn't matter if it goes down. You can just trade it and make more of it for when it goes back up. And you know, I think it's going to go up again one day. So you know, that's all right, really. You know, if it's
one day, hopefully quite soon. I think so. Yeah. There's such a lot of gravity, I suppose, placed on this whole thing about just this asset going to the moon and so on. But yeah, just I mean, maybe it is different for us and probably for people watching as well. Just like, you know, we're very much more into just making money when the price goes up, making money when the price goes down. Doesn't really matter, you know. Just keeping some in reserve, obviously.
I'll tell you one phrase you never hear anymore, which is like, "Oh, that's a healthy retracement." People used to say that all the time, didn't they? Yeah, like Bitcoin's had a healthy 10k pullback, you know.
Said through gritted teeth, but still.
You look at the chart and think, what's bloody healthy about that? It's like dead. Who knows? Oh, no. Talking about trading, Dave. Do you want to tell us about your thing you've done with Wiz?
Yes. So obviously, I can definitely talk about that. So at Crypto Saving Expert, we recently launched a really nice packaged one-to-one trading program. It's labeled Inner Circle, but essentially what it is a 12-week trading program where we have built out a really extensive amount of data and lessons that take you from, you know, the very beginning of trading up towards the end and developing into passive, part-time or full-time trader. But the key around it is it covers every single aspect of trading. So it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner from, you know, the very start and you've never placed a trade, or if you're experienced but, you know, you still struggle with certain areas, whether it be emotional management, psychology, anything else, you know, actually maybe analysis itself or risk management. We've covered every single corner of trading in this. So in the 12 weeks, we've built out a extensive program with video lessons from myself and Wiz, taking you through each and every module. So there's 17 modules, and in each module there's, you know, a number of lessons. In some there's 2, in some there's 5, 6. Particularly around the trading ones is where it gets a lot more bulky. So to go with that, me and Wiz have recorded video lessons, you know, discussing and explaining every single section and going through each and every lesson of it. And then obviously where the one-to-one coaching aspect comes into it is you get a one-to-one with myself or Wiz every single week. So, you know, you can alternate between us, or you can pick your favorite. Doesn't really matter. And then also group calls in the Discord server as well. So in the actual CSE Plus Discord, we have made a own channel for the Inner Circle and one-to-one coaching, where obviously only the members of the program, we put on a group call just for them, once or twice a week, depending on availability of the members. And it runs obviously 12 weeks. And in that time, you know, you go from module 1 all the way up to 17. Myself and Wiz take you on a journey for whatever it is that you're looking, you know, to take advantage of, whether it be, you know, from the very beginning, or certain areas where you're like, right, you know, this is what I really need to focus on to try and get better in this. And that's, what it's designed around. Personal experience, what do you need? What do you need from us? What can we do for you? And ultimately then, by the end of it, we want you to be in a position where over the 12 weeks, you're in a much better position, whether it be, we've saved you the starting blocks, when people come into trading at the very start and they blow up 1 account, 2 account, 5 accounts, and just absolutely blitz the money because they've got no idea what they're doing. Or, if you're really just struggling with a couple of certain areas, by the end of it, obviously, we want you to be in a position where you can then obviously look at your development and say, right, where can I go to next? Are you a passive trader and you want to then go to a part-time trader so you've got, maybe a second income? Or, do you eventually want to work your way up to a full-time trader, and how you actually get there? So yeah, that's what we've built out, and that's what it is. And it's tailored towards everyone, and we can tailor it, towards your own personal desires and what you want to achieve. So obviously,
so what's it called? What's it called, and where do we find it?
It's called Inner Circle. And if if anyone's interested in actually joining it, just save a message, and Save can obviously find out off you exactly what it is that you want to achieve from it, and then he can obviously pass you over to us. But if anyone is interested in it, yeah, just drop Save a message, and he can start the ball rolling in terms of handing over to us, where we can answer any questions for you or tell you any more about it.
I think the psychological aspect, I can imagine so many people finding that useful, actually, because I mean, I sometimes find like I afflict myself with like analysis paralysis and just over analyzing essentially a trade, and just it's like, what could possibly go wrong? Everything, like a donkey could fall through the roof or something. It's just so end up just not placing the trade, but I think it's so important to be able to like recognize that in yourself and so on.
Yeah, or in this exact price action that we're getting now, this is the perfect cocktail where people revenge trade and get angry. Where we've just been dipping. Obviously, what's this, 4 straight weeks? Obviously, this weekly candle is the biggest expansive one. But if obviously someone's been longing all the way down, just continuously stopped or liquidated, that's obviously one of the emotional. Alongside the other side is obviously FOMO. Getting caught on the other side of it. Maybe getting caught at 80k, 81, 82, 83k to the top of the move. But particularly, obviously, the revenge trading is one thing where if you are continuously trying to hit it in one of these moves, it can get messy. Particularly, if we do start liquidating down pretty hard from here. That is probably one of the key emotional things when you're in a correctional phase like we are.
There's a trying to make back your losses. It's just deadly, I think, doing that. It's like, I mean, just being prepared to walk away, I think, is one of those things. Just go outside for a while, or wait till the next day. Or I mean, there's something I said that just like reboots the day. Just go back to bed for 10 minutes, then get up again.
Or just the ability to zoom out. If you zoom out on a chart like this, you don't even have to have any levels plotted. But if you had nothing on there, and you zoom out on this now and look on the weekly, you do obviously get a grasp of, this looks very, very nasty and very heavy potentially. Where obviously then that can, let's get a clean chart. Let's get a clean chart. Maybe this one, is this a clean chart?
I was going to say, if you want to show us, show us what Stonksy's showing at the moment, that or something like that, that'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you
Hello, Steve. By the way, just say quick.
If you zoom out on if you zoom out on something like that, even without any lines plotted or whatever, you can see just how accelerating that is and how nasty that looks. You don't even have to have any lines plotted, but it does look very similar to the last cycles. Don't know if this is something that you both have been looking at as well. But I'll cover this very quickly, and then I'll pull up Stonksy's save. but particularly, no, hang on. I want a clean chart. Yeah, this looks, yeah. So in terms of just how it looks to me, very, very structurally similar to the last one. Eerily similar, actually, it's starting to become, where you have obviously big run up and initial top where it distributes, big run up, initial top where it distributes. You then have a very aggressive pullback leading into reaccumulation, very aggressive pullback leading into reaccumulation. You then have the first leg up, very aggressive, then going into consolidation. First leg up, very aggressive, going into consolidation. One more push up for a top. One more push up for a top. And then you get...
That is uncanny.
Yeah, initial leg down, followed by a small consolidation. Initial leg down, small consolidation. Second leg down by a bigger consolidation, but crucially, a bigger bounce. Obviously, this is kind of the first proper bounce on it. Obviously, yeah, another leg down and then a bigger bounce. And then ultimately what we want to see now is it literally going to be a carbon copy where we just get final liquidation? Obviously, this wasn't the exact liquidation because we have the FTX, but if you actually look at that, I mean, it was only about another 2K lower, wasn't it, on the FTX crash compared to that low there on that final leg. So that the structurally, and particularly when you label the 7 points, if you actually number them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then obviously 7 being the final leg. When you actually look at them, it's so eerily similar, and particularly this because prior to this cycle, we had never seen this kind of double top on Bitcoin before in terms of a market cycle, where obviously this isn't really a double top. That's more of a higher high in it. This was kind of a double top, but still a higher high. So it's very eerily similar, particularly when you've got these, this cluster of price action. When you actually zoom in and look at it, this just is obviously a bit more stretched, and naturally it's going to look a bit different because it's a different cycle. But them key 7 points are just so similar. It's actually
maybe once institutions got more involved.
Yeah, it's wild how similar they are, them 7 points. But also, obviously 0.7 here hasn't played out yet. But maybe this is the start of it. And maybe it is. Which again, if you look at the trajectory, 40K does kind of look like the nice area, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, that's obviously something I've been looking at. But yeah, let me pull Stonksy up. Yeah, let's go to the 4 hour. Oh. Let's wait for it to load. But yeah, so Stonksy. One thing I've been covering that I covered on Monday was a strategy regarding the 4 hour time frame, utilizing the channels. So that's one thing I've been looking at recently and implementing and testing. I went and back tested it all the way to February, and the hit rate on it was really nice. Last time I checked, it was short. Yeah, so it's short on the 1 hour. So I've had obviously a little bit of broken background in between, but we've been catching some of the nice pushes down. Obviously this one being the most aggressive one, but particularly nice catches. But I'll tell you what has been still working nicely, Save, is do you remember we used to look at the 5 minute double confirmation? I think you used to do the 6 minute, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think
I like the 6, you like the 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's still been working nicely on these big volatile moves. But in terms of Stonksy, in terms of obviously, development and what's changed more so, since you've been on, Save, in terms of the actual indicators, and 1 or 2 changes, nothing massive. We are in kind of the planning stages of giving it kind of a visual overhaul for how it looks. But in the background, Dean has been building something really, really nice, which hasn't been released yet, but he's put a hell of a lot of time onto it. And yeah, I'm not sure of an exact date because I don't know. it's in Dean's hands, but Dean's been he's put a serious amount of time and work into it, and it does look fantastic, and the data that it pulls in is brilliant.
Is that kind of a new feature? And
no, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Maff.
No, yeah. So, I was going to try and guess what you're about to say, so you may as well say it.
Yes, it's not a feature on the indicator itself. It's a little clue. It is more of a side product, but I'll give you another clue. It's not an indicator, but it utilizes Stonksy data. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Is it some sort of AI type thing?
No.
No,
It's not. Not AI.
Is it a bot?
No.
Trading
bot?
bot?
No, it's not bot. No.
More of a just analysis thing that I suppose generates.
I don't really want to give it away.
Well, I think you just did.
No. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. Yeah. So that's kind of what we've been, what Dean has been on with over recent months. We are, thinking about obviously getting the boss back going as well, in terms of a more controlled manner as well. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're up to in terms of that. That's what's been going on, and where Stonksy is up to as a product, and just an indicator itself. But yeah, so I think what you can expect to see over the coming months and everything is a visual overhaul. But then obviously this product that Dean's been working on, hopefully a release date for that, because it's should be really handy and really useful.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I mean, and that's included in part of it's a Stonksy subscription. So it's not like an extra.
Yes. So the Stonksy subscriptions are the exact same. You'll have probably seen this save in the Discord, but I won't mention it because obviously we're on your channel. And I don't want to take obviously your anything away from yourself, but obviously you're in the Discord, so you'll have seen it. I put it in general probably about 2 hours ago, something like that. But anyway, yeah. So the Stonksy in itself, obviously, the subscription's the same. I have I made a discount code for it and stuff like that in terms of for people that watched my video on Monday, and I've obviously just been talking about that, but yeah, so that's where we're up to with that, and it's good to be back because it gives me kind of feel OG feels of the Stonksy channel and everything. It's good to be back with the long streams as well, long streams. Yeah, well, while it's taxing, but it is good.
Do you know, I was trying to find that. I did that clip, didn't I, of when you were talking about cooking sausages in a kettle. I was trying to find it, but I can't find where you find the clips in YouTube at the moment. But
no, I can't remember. I mean, obviously, I said to you, didn't I, on call when we was last on call? I went back and watched some of them from last year when you was nailing them monster trades when we was in that post tariff crash uptrend.
That was brilliant. That was,
yeah. What a time! What a time to be alive that was.
Yeah, that was great. It was great. Yeah, no.
Actually, one feature that we do have here on this live stream, which you definitely don't have on the Stonksy live stream, is the fairly irregular what's in Maff's specimen jar today.
Look at that!
Yeah, and we do need a jingle for this, don't we?
Yeah.
So today is a lovely organic rooibos and green tea blend.
Yeah, I mean, if there wasn't a tea bag in that, I'd say that come out your first thing in the morning. But
yeah, exactly. I was going to say, if you're wondering what that I assure you, that's a tea bag.
But yeah, so yeah, it's and obviously how are things with you guys with Quadzilla and everything else that you've got going on?
Well, we've. I mean, I think we've just we've created a wonderful product, but it's I admit it does look a bit confusing at first, and it's very hard to sell. I must admit, but it's all I use really. It's because it gives you an idea of the momentum of an asset, and it gives you these retracement levels as well, which are like they're just so good because like the price just gets attracted to those kind of levels, and it's
It works in tandem so well with Stonksy. They're like, or they ought to be like two peas in a pod, you know, because they're just like, Stonksy kind of gives you the you know, kind of go long, go short type of directions, and kind of combined with the retracement levels in Quadzilla, that kind of provides you with target levels essentially, and this sort of thing, and they really do complement each other. It's that there's an affinity there, I think.
Well,
you know, I don't see them as rival products at all. You know,
yeah, I'll have to have a look at that one time. Then you'll have to show me.
Definitely.
We can let you have a little play with it. That's fine.
I mean, the way that Bitcoin's looking now at the moment, it looks like we're going to get a big dirty liquidation soon, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I was looking the other day at the S&P 500, and I mean, how's that looking with Stonksy and stuff? Look at it on something like the monthly or something, because with our Quadzilla indicator, it's kind of it looks like it's about to top out in the next month or two, I would say.
Yeah, well, obviously, one thing I've been looking at a lot recently is the channels. You can see there the monthly candle completely outside of the inner channel.
Yeah.
So that to me kind of tells me the same. Most of the price action occurs within these inner channels. So yeah, I would probably agree with you. I mean, it's coming into that time as well, isn't it? You know, these IPOs that are coming up, they just seem like the perfect cocktail for a market top, don't they? Just kind of final rinse of liquidity.
Yeah, I think so. Because
it's kind of scary when you look at the Bitcoin chart, considering like what this looks like. Like this has just been non-stop up only, and if this starts to correct, I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's be cataclysmic.
Yeah, because really, like, I don't know. I don't. While these are corrections and pullbacks, they are not kind of anything significant in terms of like looking for like a macro correction. Because it was literally what 2 months, not even 2 months. That was literally just a month. This one was 2 months, but again, not even 2 months because by the time that monthly candle closed, it had already pulled all the way back up. It was like a couple of weeks, month and a half. You know, if you do get kind of like a 6-month period where it just kind of like this, you know, it just goes down slowly, and just might be better for Bitcoin. I don't know, but you know, if it does happen, just goes down slowly, it does make you wonder kind of what happens to Bitcoin in that scenario. Considering that this hasn't even started to sneeze or roll over yet, you know, same for Nasdaq. It's not even really touched at all yet, has it? And you zoom out on it, it's like Jesus, look at that. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? It's fascinating.
So one thing I wanted to ask with the channels, because the strategy you were talking about tends to be around the inner channel, doesn't it? So how does the outer channel play into it?
Yeah, so the outer channel is kind of like an extremity zone. You know, if you look on, say here,
so it invalidates essentially.
Yeah, you've got kind of, and really you have to apply your own knowledge to it as well, because obviously, say for instance here, you know, it's quite clear that this is in a high time frame uptrend. The same if I go to Bitcoin actually. So if I go to Bitcoin and I go to the 4-hour, clean chart. So the strategy that I posted was looking at obviously using the channels, and particularly the 4-hour channel, and looking at the consistency around when Bitcoin pushes up and just breaks either end of the inner channel, the opportunity then to get into a trade. But again, see, most recently this week, we have had just such selling pressure and such a violent downside move that this has obviously had barely any let up to even really get back into the inner channel much.
Yeah, you can usually tell that just the steams.
But if you zoom out,
in that.
But if you zoom out kind of like on the high time frame, you don't really get anything like we've saw on this that often. Obviously, the last time that we got it was the leg down, you know, the leg down previously, where the obviously the strategy that I was running through on Monday's video was basically every time that Bitcoin comes up and breaks the inner channel to the top side or the downside, you apply a trade. So obviously a long or a short. and you just use a 1% stop loss. Very simple, very easy. And the hit rate on it is really nice. So if you actually go back and look, we'll go back to obviously the start of February where I did the video from. So obviously that's aggressive leg down. So then you go across and you say, right, where would you do? This one came in 1% stop loss, that closed at a loss. So that was a loss on that one. So no good on that one. But then you move down and you go through and you go, right, okay, well, maybe you hit it again there or there. But then on here, you go to a short and you go, right, Bitcoin breaks that there. But ultimately, it depends obviously on where you get in, and how fast you to kind of react to the alert that you get when when it crosses. You can see there, obviously touched, broke the inner channel, and then 1% stop loss. And again, where are you looking for it to go in terms of return? But basically, I just outlined the each and every time that it did it, and then looking back and saying, right, you apply 1% stop loss, what happens to it from there? And then obviously looking at that. I did ask Dean about putting it in a bot, but because of obviously sometimes it double hits it or triple hits it before actually reversing. So obviously kind of hard to get a bot to read that in terms of.
It depends on the stats as well, doesn't it? Because if it works 8 out of 10 times, then good enough.
Yeah.
Because obviously you run with the trade and keep it open while it's in profit and so on.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, it's difficult to put into a bot because you kind of want it to set the trade and leave it alone, even if it kind of double hits it in the same candle or, the same, or the next candle. The idea is, you set the trade and you just leave it alone and let it play out, whether it be a stop or whether it be, go into some decent profit.
So that's just giving it a price target. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Take profit. And not to labour the points, but that's where Quadzilla would really help.
Yeah.
On top of that strategy. Yeah. Because you'd see the levels, the targets, and then what you're looking at there would provide the entry basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been looking at recently in terms of that. But I'm going to start pumping out some strategies around that. But yeah, that was kind of the first coverage in terms of providing the strategy that people can go and test out for themselves or use.
Yeah.
Do you want to DM me your TradingView name, Dave? I can let you stick it on there as well if you want. If you want to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, definitely.
You can either tell me or just send me a thing on Telegram.
Yeah. Let me check. I don't know what it is. Hang on. Let me go and see if I can find it.
Are you all right for time, Dave? By the way.
I'll have to go in a second.
Okay.
But
yeah, we normally disappear about now anyway.
To be fair, long streams, aren't they?
Well, it's just very, very easy to lapse into that. Just like because it's enjoyable, just keep on chatting,
Yeah,
we used to find that, didn't we, Dave? That when we were both on it was like the time just flew.
Oh by, yeah. When you're on your own, it's much more difficult. When you come to kind of the hour and a half, 2 hour point on your own, I feel like that's the point where you do start to kind of flag a bit. I feel that. So someone said yes to me in the chat because I did a 2 hour. The idea I'm doing is stream on a Tuesday and a Thursday to kind of spread them out, so the streams are as entertaining as I can make them, but also to give me enough stuff to look at. And someone said to me yesterday, you should do daily streams. I said, that's what I used to do, but kind of especially if Bitcoin's doing nothing, you kind of run out of stuff to cover. Especially if it goes into one of them deep consolidations that we normally see. You kind of run out of stuff to cover where, if you keep kind of the juice back for a few times a week, it makes it entertaining. But it's much more easy to do it with 2 people. Like you could easily do it every day with 2 people, I think, because you can bounce off each other. Where on your own, it's a lot more difficult, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's probably different if you got if you're like Sam Price, Crypto Life, and you've got like 1,000 people watching your stream. You've got the chat to keep you busy. Anyway, if you go to invite scripts, you should see Quadzilla there.
Yeah, I'll have a look now. But yeah, if you've got a chat full, and also with that, you've got constant questions, haven't you? Or you've got constant things that people want you to look at or talk about. Where, obviously, if you're not kind of in that league, and generally on mine, it's at the moment it's kind of like 10 to 20 people in at any one time.
Yeah.
Obviously, after a certain point, people have either asked what they want to ask, or they're kind of just watching, or some people have watched and gone, or whatever. Let me see. Sometimes you have to refresh it though, don't you? I think.
Yeah.
Let me refresh the window. Let's see. Leave page. Let's see. Does yours do this? Mine automatically goes to the BitMEX chart, and I don't know why. I don't know how to change it.
No.
It's probably when you first created the layout from the outer page in TradingView.
Yeah,
it's kind of locked to that for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know how to change it to kind of like it doesn't go to the BitMEX chart when
Once you're on not BitMEX, then click save.
Oh, where it is? There you go.
Yeah.
But hey. Also maybe the the time frame ones as well, the retracements you probably want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've also added sort of fixed time frame retracements as well, so you can add as many of those as you want onto the chart, and for different time frames.
Yeah. So I would probably need a walkthrough of this.
Yeah.
There's
quite a lot all at once. There are tooltips. There's a Medium page which has got an overview of everything.
Yeah.
But even that's a bit overwhelming, to be honest, at the moment. If I do shout if you suddenly need to run off, but
I'll go. All
right. I'm just going to share the screen just for a sec.
Yeah, go on. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll turn mine off. Hang on.
That's right. Here we go. Also very quickly, do head over to mafftopia.com. It's your portal to the brave new future, and it's got a bunch of stuff. And also, what you might find interesting in here is this price patterns learning tool, which did a video on that about vibe coding it. And so essentially with this, it's got all the different patterns and things, and you can go across these categories as well. Save actually, I think this is kind of because these are your favorites, double top and double bottom, and that there are now actually variants in there. So like the standard is a higher trough, the higher butt cheek, I guess.
That would be your favorite, wouldn't it, Save?
Yeah. I'm a smutted thing, aren't I?
Yeah. Then you also got your level trough, and lower your trough as well, and so it tells you about each one. Like that's if you shifted your weight to the other side, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
It's got a quiz as well. That's it. Start the quiz, and also I forgot to mention there's an incremental search, but what is that? Is it it looks like a pin. Is it an inverted hammer?
Pin bar?
Good.
No.
Pin bar? Bearish pin bar, do you think?
Shooting star?
No. You said hammer, didn't you? You're right, it was a hammer. I think, yeah. Bullish pin bar. Of course it's bullish because it's going the other way, yeah. Anyway, and so on. So you go through those and blah, blah, blah. But this search is quite nice here as well. So you could go like, actually what's a good thing? Just, for example, Elliott waves. Go in there, put in Elliott wave, bullish. And it just tells you all about that. Like so. It's kind of funky. Anyway, that wasn't what I was really intending to show. So let's bring it over to that. So yeah, basically Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Obviously, we were just looking at that just now anyway. But what Quadzilla shows with the retracement levels, so like that when it starts plotting at the arrowhead, essentially, and it's kind of saying, because it goes in 3 steps every time, so you get the kind of up. Oh, I brought my drawings back, and the down, and then the up. Just hide those again. So up, down, up, and so while it's above, it's kind of in the step 2 part, really reached the apex, and it's coming down. So if you're up here thinking like, oh, this other indicator is telling me to go short, for example. Is that a good idea? Yes, because you can already see the price is going to come down to that. Sure enough, it does. Wicks down and then heads back up to the upside. That's the pattern. It's the up, down, up. And then similarly with the bearish retracement, it's kind of the opposite. It's down, up, down. I guess I missed that one in that case. But the percent of them reaching is very high. It's like in the upper 90%. So that was a pretty good one. Price going. I mean, obviously, just price kind of went past it, but that's now in its step 3. So we could expect the price going down to that 38.4. That's a long-term one.
Yeah, I like that.
Bottom, yeah.
Lines up perfectly, doesn't it?
So
yeah, and that even became a bit of support when the price wicked down to just there as well. We did have.
Sorry, them green ones down there. Is that? Oh, it's 23 and 27k. Is it?
Yeah. From way back. But if it dropped down to, actually, just going to go to a different chart so I can scribble on it as well.
What a gift that would be!
Oh yeah, genuinely, yeah, that'd be amazing.
It's even better when you think about it in pounds as well, isn't it? You think about like what do you get? You get about 30% now, isn't it, on the dollar per pound, something like that. So you think like that'd be crazy value in pounds. That'd be like what, about 18 grand, 17, 16 grand, something like that.
Jeez, yeah, just stack them up at that point.
Yeah.
So down here we've got stats as well. So actually, went past them. Yeah, show a stats module. So you've got stats for super up down signals and retracement levels. So we bring that up. So you can kind of see on this that for bearish, the red ones, bearish retracement levels. So in this entire chart, it's drawn 83 of those, and the step 2 bit, which for bearish is like the down and then the up, they've completed. In other words, it's retraced within that price structure before it stops plotting, like 98% of the time. It's quite nice. Slightly unheard of for most, for just the indicators that are out there, really.
Yeah.
Then the step 3 is the follow-up bit, which often happens very quickly. Like the step 3 happens within a bar or so you don't really see it. But they complete successfully another 98% of the time, because it's then for bullish, that's slightly. I'm actually astonished at these. It's not normally that high that we see on different charts, or different time frames. Like if we put onto 3 minute. There's around 90. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. 100%. Is that really? I'm not sure I believe my own stats module there, but it is the case. I think that the step 2 bit for the bearish is because that one hasn't completed yet, so that's probably bringing that down a bit as well. Let's go try it on Solana. I actually wish that those numbers had been a bit lower, because it seems unbelievable looking at them. But there you go. I mean, like Solana on the 3 minute, 8 to 9% for bearish. You can see some of them up there as well. Out of 100 and 109, it's drawn 98 for bullish. It also kind of tells you the like the drawdown, and so like you hover over these and it kind of tells you. So, and the average number of bars that particular retracement took to play out, and so on, and just stuff like that, average gain, etc. We've also got, see, the super up signal just there, which kind of says, oh hey, the price is reversing, you may want to go long. That's actually a very nice one, to be honest.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Did you bring your bell? Did you bring your bell with you, Dave?
I broke it.
Oh no!
No.
Yeah, the balls fell out of the inner side of it.
Oh, God!
It's on one of them metal chains, so there's no way to kind of get your fingers in there to try and hook it back on, because obviously it's just impossible. So I haven't got a bell anymore, and I can't be bothered buying another one. So
you had your finger up at the bell end, but you lost the ball. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Yeah, one too many times.
There's a morality lesson in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Playing with it, shouldn't I?
Exactly.
Anyway, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, US market open. What's happened to it?
Yeah.
It went down and then it went up.
Yeah, I just wanted to very quickly show this retracing, because that's when we mentioned this one again once or twice, but that started plotting back in October 24, and saying, oh hey, the price is going to come down to this level, it's going to wick below, and then it's going to head to the upside. Like wick down and to the upside. So that one worked out rather nicely.
Nice, and it is a shame. Obviously, I can see obviously where it's got it drawn now, which would have been about 90k. That was the level that I was really excited for Bitcoin to potentially get to on that rally that it's just had, for a nice short. I mean, that would have just been a super supply zone. Would have been really nice, but ultimately it was too much of a gift for the market to give.
I think it was. So that went. Oh, actually, what's that at? That's it. 69. Which were you looking at? Or is that 90?
That one that's being drawn across to the right hand side there.
This one just there.
Yeah.
Just under 90k. So
that was the zone that I was just thinking, if that comes in, that's such a gift to short from there. Obviously,
that would have been pretty amazing.
Too much of a gift, but
it seems like that's probably not going to happen in this stage of the cycle now, is it? Well, obviously it will come back up to there, but just like how long will it take? Just what I got drawn in as well is what's that one? Oh yeah, the 200 weekly, fairly clear sort of local bottom, I guess. The 300, I think, which currently is at but is that 53? 53ish that it's on. Oh, actually, 53.7. Yeah, it's going to probably crash below that, I would think. But that might, you never know. If we're lucky, that might mark out the low. I say lucky. It's just, if it's a thing, it'll happen. But yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure, gents. I'll have to shoot off now, but thank you very much for having me on.
And I'll really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd love to come on again soon. So just let me know.
Absolutely. Awesome. You're welcome anytime, Dave.
And Maff, it's great to speak to you, mate, and great to be in your presence for the past hour and a half or so.
Oh, the time has flown by. Honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Thank you for the demo as well. But thank you everyone. Obviously, anyone that's watching, thank you for having me. But I'll definitely come on again soon, Save, and you can equally you can come on the Stonksy channel whenever you want. Just let me know.
I'd
love to. Thank you, gents.
Bit of heckling from the crowd there. Apologise for that.
Yeah, no, there's my favourite ginger. But right. Well, I'll see you later. Obviously, everyone have a great Friday and have a great weekend.
Take care, Dave, and thanks so much.
See you later. Bye bye.
See ya. And there he was, gone. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, so glad we could get Dave on. So yeah.
Okay, should we
play the Quadzilla jingle now?
do you want to do that, or have you had enough? Or you?
Well, probably play it and then wrap up, I think.
Okay, let's do that. Where are you going to start?
I think, I mean, I think, 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 I Oh yeah, sorry, my mind had totally wandered off. Then it's like I forgot I was in a live stream. God, lucky I didn't start doing anything too embarrassing. Yeah, wow. Okay, so as the New York market had just opened, thought, well, yeah, let's bring it. So that's on the 3-minute. There's actually some lovely retracements on that, aren't there? Looking at it, so that's a fairly likely one for it to retrace at 62.7, because it's kind of done that. I mean, from what's it doing? Oh, it's doing that thing where it doesn't like me to draw a line. Let's do that way. It's there. Oops. So it bounced off there a couple of times, heading up to that side. What do you reckon? Just come down to that line and bounce up again? Because there's a definite trend, like upward trend. Where do I draw it from? Something like that, didn't I? Messed it up. But
kind of predictably, I'm looking at it on the 1 minute time frame, and it's been banging against the retracement beautifully. It's like it's just
whoosh. Yeah. Okay.
It's just been doing it great. That probably doesn't give a bigger overall picture, but no, I just
but for if you happen to be scalping, surfing the US Open, if you're brave enough,
which I would have been but I was obviously busy.
That level there is amazing. Just like, hey, you know what, the price is going to come up to here, and then just head up for maybe a candle, and then head down.
Yeah.
Up. The super ups are astonishing on this.
I know.
Like, oh, hey, the market's going to reverse and head up, bang, same there. Gosh.
But we're a little bit in the middle right now, aren't we? Sort of.
It is a bit, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was probably a bit distracted in the 1 minute, but if
that's right. It is a bit. Actually, if I put on the retracement channel, which I didn't do before, Zoink. See if that brings anything up more over there, really. But what else could we? How to show it? I think maybe if we went to something like the actually, yeah, this I was about to draw that in, but there you go, it's there already. So that this is a fib retracement that I drew in kind of before the live stream, and just so like from the beginning of that whole like plunge to the downside. So just kind of see, so because from that you can kind of see not that's the line I just drew in, but because here the price kind of tried to reclaim above that. Was at 0.786 along there, failed. That was the, I think I drew that in yesterday's live stream, that trend line, saying like, we need to keep on, because that would have been around about that time, 2:30, kind of saying like we need to keep on climbing that, which it obviously did, but then just everything was coming down at that point, and it's like it spilled over the top of the trend line. Headed down, but I think significantly it bounced off that 0.786 right there, headed down. So, and never really, is that the right? Oh, maybe I show that on the 1 hour. Reset a bit. Zoink. Yeah, I was going to say, never really quite reclaimed above the 9 EMA. So that there was always like danger on the cards, because it was straddling it. It was breaking. In fact, it was rejecting from the 21 EMA, the yellow, and very just staunchly rejected off it a few times, pivoted down. So and there you can see just in the current 1 hour candle, it waked up and rejected off the 9 again, kind of all the way down there. So that's suggesting more likely to head down further than up. So I think a confirmation that like one of the confirmations there could be a reversal there would be just a significant close above the 9 EMA, and then just kind of not rejecting off the 21 again. That would be nice. So that. Meanwhile, yeah, I think you're right. It's kind of midway between points at the moment.
The kind of thing I'm looking for these days is like is like what happened this morning. We had a bit of a pump and then I shorted it down from there. You know, so that's kind of what I need to see now. I need to see like a little, you know, a little pump and then just carry on dumping. I think it's just going to carry on dumping, isn't it, down to 50 odd K, I think. I reckon.
The only way is down, yeah. For the time being, at least. I think that's
for the moment,
yeah. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out this weekend, because obviously the CME is going to carry on trading, isn't it? So that's going to be a thing.
But it kind of did last week, although not according to TradingView, and I didn't quite understand what was going on there, really.
Were they just caught napping? They hadn't updated it. I wonder.
I don't know. No, it's a bit weird, actually.
Yeah.
But the chart did definitely stop.
Where they have the outside trading hours option, I wonder if that would have shown actual price action.
No, you don't have that on the CME. You have electronic trading hours, and then I don't think you do anyway. There is 2 settings, but they're not normal because it is shut. You know, they do actually you know, shut the door and go home.
I think that the interesting thing though with the CME, we might see more of a difference this weekend, because obviously it's going to be there's still going to be like thin order books on Bitcoin itself over the weekend. So, but if the CME is kind of futures trading and just I don't know, just see how, you know, are we going to see some wild swings essentially? You know, expect volatility. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. So just seeing Scotty, hello sir, welcome. So hope no one's holding Zcash. Yeah, it crashed to buggery essentially. Just should bring it up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was something to do with didn't they discover that there's something in the code which means they can mint as much of it as they like, or something, or there's like an infinite supply of it.
Infinite money glitch, I think. Just
like that, yeah. I think someone found it out with like Claude. I've just got to go for a wee. I'll be a minute.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you can borrow my specimen jar if you want to. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that looks remarkably like the Bitcoin chart a bit, but it's kind of doing its own thing. Just beautiful reversal caught by that super F. I think since they started appearing on the chart, I'm not. Well, I wouldn't say overwhelmed by them. I'm highly whelmed by these. So, because it was trundling along nicely, wasn't it? And then that happened. And any obviously healthy correction, absolutely. So, by the way, Kaz, I find your comment funny. It's so, and that one too. What was that one? Hopefully money will flow back in crypto and stocks. Yeah, so would be nice. I think that'll happen as well. It's going to be might take a little while, I think, because people are still like starry-eyed and beholden to AI tech stocks and so on at the moment. But I'm actually planning out a Maftopia video about that kind of the honeymoon season around AI in corporation land, and hopefully if enough people see that, then maybe the AI stocks will go down a bit. I'm sure it'll have an impact, you know. But oh yeah, back to Zcash. So if you see which country the developers behind Zcash are, you'd be wise to say, well, clear, but I'll say no more. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, but not, you know,
it's not Romania.
Don't say the name. I used Stonksy. Personally, I quite enjoyed it. I think was what I think you may have mistyped a bit there. So, yeah, so I like Stonksy. It's I thought it was good to wise up and learn things. Yeah, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Oh.
So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued now. What did he say? Hang on. Okay.
Yeah. So Ozzy saying that I've run out of cash for Zcash. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? It's just do we kind of like what would be the point? There's so many other good things to buy. So have they plugged the hole? And any ideas?
I don't know.
You'd hope so, or have they at least shown some indication that they can do so? And if they do manage it, then and if it's a quick rollout, I suppose every coin, every blockchain, every L1 kind of goes through its growing pains a bit, doesn't it? There's always some kind of thing like Ethereum, I suppose, had that major hack, didn't it, way back? And obviously what we have now is not that Ethereum, it's an imposter. But yeah, I mean, I'm not defending Zcash particularly because I don't like Zcash. It's just, you know, it's a backdoor into people's spending for the Fed and the Feds and so on. But yeah, XMR is a true privacy coin. I utterly agree with that. I'm quite a fan of Monero. I wouldn't trust Zcash, even if they did say they resolved the problem. Yeah, I agree. Just and who's to say there isn't another big problem just around the corner, as yet either undiscovered or undisclosed. Wouldn't want my Zcash blowing up in my pocket, if you know what I'm saying. I do. Yeah. So oh god, I'm actually a bit zoinked. To be honest, might have to wrap up there. Okay. We should probably mention about the Discord chat thing, the cup of tea or at the pub thing.
Oh yeah, because we did it last night and it was just me and Maff.
Yeah, although to be fair, I don't think anyone knew about it because it was very short notice. But as it was, we were able to kind of wrangle out, you know, kind of technical issues and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah,
it was a good.
Ozzy, I agree on that. Yeah, it was a big specimen jar. Yeah, that's what you need. You won't have to toddle off to the loo and things.
So the pub idea could probably do with a better name. Actually, I like the idea of a pub. It'd be good if it had sort of a name though, like the Rose and Crown or whatever. But
well, obviously the Dapper Dinosaur.
The
Quadzilla, yeah.
The lizards.
Yeah.
We'll think of something anyway. We were trying to think of a good time for it that would suit everybody, and obviously there is no time that suits everybody. Oh, Scotty, I was at the wrong pub, sat there on my own. Ooh.
I think you might be joking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We probably need a little discussion in the Discord
about it.
What's a good
so it's basically finding a day and a time that's good for everyone. Because we talk about maybe just making it a regular thing, like weekly. And if that turns out to be too often, it could be a monthly thing, monthly get together, and that turns it into more of an event as well. But quite happy to try the weekly thing. Just turn it for half an hour, and we can grace you all with our presence. So
yeah. I mean, it came about a bit yesterday because after we finished the stream, like me and Maff stayed on when it wasn't live, and I was just asking a question about bullish engulfing candles and stuff, and he kind of got his candleometer out and started going through that. And at that point, we thought this is actually something that'd be quite good to sort of like discuss, in the pub type environment sort of thing. So not necessarily on YouTube when everyone's sort of like getting a bit. Well, basically, you haven't got the feedback, because you can read comments and stuff. But if you actually got someone who's like at least on audio or something, and they say, well, this is what I'm looking at here. And what we realised as well is that you can share your screen. So, if somebody wants to show us something, they could just quickly put their screen on, and then everyone could see it. And I think it'd be quite neat just for like discussing ideas and stuff, and actually saying, I think Bitcoin's going to do that, or I'm about to short a Zcash or something like that, But anyway, so just I'll stick something in the Discord today about it, and let's just see if we can come up with an idea. But I'm favouring the kind of like sort of Thursday early evening kind of slot, but we can.
Yeah, I think that kind of works for me. But
yeah,
it's like 6 or 6:30, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like it's the bit I used to like about working was when you finish work on Friday afternoon and then you'd all go down the pub. That's the kind of. I don't think it happens anymore, but that's what used to happen when I worked in London. So
I think what's happened now is that no one at these kind of London type offices and things particularly likes each other.
Yeah.
So they don't bother. Everyone just wants to go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
Or maybe that's just what they tell me. I don't know. they all actually go down the pub. Actually.
Yeah,
it's probably that.
Yeah, they're all having a right good old time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just be at home. Oh, these people are so antisocial. They never go out.
All right. Look, well, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, and it's great having Dave on. It's quite cool. He's quite happy for us to go on his stream as well, so that's great.
Okay, yeah. But very good sport. I think just
I feel steps have been taken in the right direction there, so I'm much more pleased with the way things are these days.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the weekend. So be careful trading, and I'll probably make a few videos as usual, and we'll be back on Monday. So that's all I've got to say, really. Please do like the stream on the way out, though, and we'll see you on Monday. All right. So it's bye from me.